In this video, I'm comparing the Ventus TR Velocore and the Ventus Velocore. So I've got both of these shafts in the same weight and flex. Now the Ventus TR is a new addition to the family of the Velocore shafts, but it doesn't replace the old ones, it just adds a new line. And in theory, you've got all the old Velocore shafts, the black, the blue and the red, and we've got the TR versions of the black, blue and red as well, and they basically sit something like this, where the TR is basically just one step stiffer and one step harder than the other models. The club I'm demoing today with these shafts is the Srixon ZX7 Mark II, and the Ventus 6X is an upcharge option in these drivers. Or if you buy through a studio like myself, I can get all of the spectrum of shafts. Now the Ventus Velocore are very popular in tour because at the end of this shaft we've basically got a weave here that stops the shaft from twisting too much at the bottom. So when you hit the club off center, it stops it from twisting as much, so you can maintain more ball speed through impact when you don't quite strike it right. On their own in the UK they're near £300. With a Srixon Z-Star Diamond I'm going to give these a go. So I have already hit a few shots and I've got myself a nice narrow fairway to aim at. Not that I've actually hit it much. And the results I've got so far are quite interesting. So this is the Ventus TR. And it feels absolutely solid through impact. I don't really feel any deflection or distortion through the ball, it's just all systems go. And I've missed the fairway again. Now historically I do tend to hit the ball a little bit too high and a little bit too far left most of the time. So I've always gone for shafts that are a little bit heavier and a little bit stiffer just to reduce that bend and release into the ball, to hold the ball out to the right a little bit more, and to reduce the launch and reducing the spin to give me a little bit more distance and a little bit more forward momentum. And these shafts here certainly do that. 161 ball speed on that last one. Now that was a bit low on the face and off the heel, and I smothered it left. 161 ball speed still on an off-centre hit, which supports the off-strike ball speed maintenance. But it doesn't help me with my next shot on that hole. Although I've probably carried it a decent distance, so it's actually a bit closer to the green still. So I'm really going to focus my efforts here on the back right of that fairway. That's really what I'm going to try and feed into. So I give myself that target. And then I still hit a big draw to the left side of the desert. But flying a long way, in the air a long time, carrying over 300. I can't see the green from there, but you know, it's all good fun. So we go into the standard Ventus Black Velocore 6X. And I'm going to try and pick the same target. I'm trying to feed to that back right area of the fairway. Now this definitely feels just that little bit softer. Definitely feels like I've got just that little bit more play in the shaft. Landing a decent distance up there, again, not in the bloody fairway. Not on the short stuff. So I have had my ball speeds faster than this recently, but I did go to the gym yesterday and everything aches. Good solid hit. That is a slight fade, which is almost like I'm trying not to draw it too much, but that'll do. It's in the air for ages. On the short stuff. Very nice. So one thing I have done with these two shafts, if I spine align both shafts, so the writing's not necessarily in the correct spot from what you normally see, but I've got the hardest point of the shaft facing the target on both of them, so we should get the characteristics of the shaft quite consistent, in my opinion. So I think the differences in these two shafts are quite minimal in terms of performance, but we'll look at that in a second. They're very subtle differences, but the feel, if you like a hard shaft, the TR is that little bit extra, but the non-TR version has just got that little bit more feel and a little bit more load into the ball, if that makes any sense. So we've got the TR data at the top. The first thing I'm going to look at is the height on the shot. So the TR, the slightly stiffer version, peak height 38. The non-TR version is 40 yards of peak height. So it's just that little flick higher. Launch angle wise, I've got 13.4 with the TR and I've got 13.7 with the normal. So again, just that little flick higher. Ball speed wise, I've got 162 on the Velocore TR and 163. And then with the slightly softer version, I've just got a tiny bit more spin, 2.3 against 2.227. So a slightly more digestible aspect to look at. We've got slightly more speed with the 6X, so it's got a little bit more play in the shaft, so a bit more bend and release, which would possibly give us a tiny bit more speed. Slightly higher launch, again minimal. Slightly higher spin, again minimal. We've got 1 yard more carry, but a bit more spread. So we've got 7 yards of variance against 4 yards of variance. So this is one of the benefits of that TR being that little bit stiffer, is that we do just get that little bit tighter tighter in dispersion. I'm kind of looking more at this in terms of distance, because when I land on the fairway it runs out more, so I might have hit a couple of more fairways with the 6X and just run out a bit more. This is only 1 yard different. And then looking at the top here, we've got that blue ring, which is the Velocore 6X, and then that slightly tighter ring there is the TR. So the TR, just that little bit better dispersion, just that little bit tighter carry. If you enjoyed that comparison, drop a little like and comment anything that you think. If you've used these shafts before, let me know what you thought. And if you enjoyed the video, jump on another one, because they're all just as good. Apart from the old ones, because my editing wasn't as good then.